Hello, Frankfurt. Hello. So this is the first demo of Frankfurt 2017 for me. And my name is Paul Hindebosch, and I am here today to talk about the new Helix LT. So I'm fairly sure everybody's heard of Helix. Came out about 18 months ago. It really kind of set the world alight, really, the guitar world, in terms of Facebooks and followers and Facebook posts and Instagram. And for a lot of people became obsessed with it. For me, it was just a way of changing the way that I play. Is this mic loud enough? Yeah, it's okay. It really changed the way that I play, and I just didn't need then to have an amplifier. I realized that I could actually just take something like this and plug it straight into a desk, straight into a PA, which is what you're hearing today, and get a great sound without having to carry a lot of different gear. I've got access to a lot of different guitar sounds and a lot of different pedal sounds and effects as well. So without further ado, let's quickly play a track and have a listen to it, and then we'll go through what some of the features are with this. Excuse my shoddy presentation, but Frankfurt. So, Oh, I keep thinking I've got a headset mic on, and I haven't got a headset mic on, have I? I have a normal mic. So Helix, like I said before, came out 18 months ago, and it kind of just changed everything for the way a lot of different people play. One of the original sort of design philosophies behind Helix was this idea of real smart control. So the original designers, they knew that it had to create something that felt real. It had to respond real and sound real to a player. It also had to be really smart and intuitive. So we had to know that it was going to be really easy to use. A lot of products out there can sound great, but if you can't get them to sound great because you can't dial in the sound that you want to get to, it's pointless at having that sound in it. You need to be able to get to the sound that you want very fast. And then obviously the control side of things, we had to make something that was able to interact and talk to other bits of gear as well. So whether you had got old pedals that you want to use, or whether you have different amplifiers that you want to use, maybe you want to run the 4-cable method, anything like that, Helix also has to be able to do that as well. So real smart control. So let's talk about those three different things. So first thing, let's talk about the real side of things. Let me just change some patches here. So if I just bring up a very basic Marshall-y kind of sound here. We have something here where Line 6 the technology now enables Line 6 to model things down to individual components. So the guys in Line 6, they will take to pieces this vastly growing collection of guitar amplifiers, and they will take them to bits and they will model individual components. They will analyze how each one of those components sounds and how it feels and how it responds to the listener and also to the player. So hopefully you can hear this through headphones. But if I turn the guitar down a little bit, just get that distortion pedal off there. It responds really well to how dynamically how hard I play. So if I play softly, feels and changes the dynamics of the way it plays. So again, if I play the same sound, I'm not changing anything apart from the guitar volume control and how I'm actually attacking the string. It's a very kind of different sort of feel, and obviously loud through a PA, that sounds even more dynamic and responsive than what we're hearing today through the headphones. Bogner Überschall is a great example. So Bogner Überschall is a real high gain amplifier, but if I just turn the guitar up a little bit, a sort of clean semi-crunch sound there. But if I then change pickup, turn the guitar up, and then back to clean again very, very quickly. So it's like the old days when we all just had an amplifier and we just plugged straight into an amplifier and we used it like that. Except these days you actually don't have to carry the big amplifier up 2-3 flights of stairs as well. So component modeling can also mean the components in individual effects pedals. So anybody who's seen a Helix demo before will be aware of this. But if I go back to that sort of Marshall JTM sound and add in some of the effects, we have things like the Univibe. Now Univibe, if anybody's familiar or if anybody's taken an old Univibe pedal to pieces, what they'll actually find is there's a little light bulb inside there, and the light bulb's an integral part of how that and why that sounds like a Univibe. It's how the vibe vibes. So in the circuit diagram for the Univibe model in here, there's actually a model of a light bulb because that's what makes it sound so organic. Things like MXR flanges. Responds and moves very like the original pedal. And indeed, if you want to use Line 6 Helix, either the LT or the normal Helix or any of the rack or anything, if you just want to use that for an effect as a stomp pedal, you can do that as well. You can just bypass all of the amplifiers and do that as well. And with the new version 2.2 update, there's 104 different effects pedals in there as well. Okay, so that was kind of the real side of things. We then talk about maybe the smart side of things. So if I advance, actually no, let's leave it on this slide. Let's leave it on this slide here. So the smart side of things on Helix and on Helix LT is how easy it is to operate. Helix has a fantastic feature on there, which is the first time I've ever seen this, where it has capacitance sensing foot switches. So if I was to just reach up and touch maybe the purple foot switch on there, it would instantly switch over all of the parameters to edit the filter that's controlled. So looking at the top of there, we have color coding on all the pedals. So yellow I know is a distortion. It's the line 6 color for distortion. Purple is the filter. We have a modulation pedal there, which is blue. We have the green, which is the delay. So if I just touch that, as long as I'm not wearing gloves and as long as I'm a human being, it will actually automatically switch over the screen there. We've got a large LCD screen. And it will actually mean that I have 6 different pots there, or 6 knobs underneath that, which will give me instant access to any of those parameters. So anything can be changed really, really, very quickly. There's no menus, there's no scrolling through all kinds of different things as well. The screen itself, obviously color LCD screen. At the moment, it's in signal path view. We have different options on here. We can have also, I'm talking now specifically about Helix LT. So Helix LT is a simplified version of a Helix, basically. So, I mean, has anybody here got a Helix? No? Not yet? Most people usually have Helix. There's usually a good percentage of the crowd have actually got Helix already because it was such a popular product. So Helix, like I said before, we have 62 amp sounds, we've got 104 effects, we've got 16 cabinet models, we've got 16 microphone models and 37 cabinet models. Helix LT has exactly the same sounds as the Helix, and as the Helix rack, and as the Helix Floor. The only thing it differs in is the amount of inputs and outputs that it has, and the way that the actual interface works. So on the Helix Floor, we have Scribble Strips. On Helix LT, because we don't have the Scribble Strips above the pedals, what we do have is a screen that will basically give you virtual Scribble Strips. So the 8 different presets on there correspond directly to the 8 pedals that are actually on the foot switch. So the 8 pedals, A, B, C, D, above and below there. If I want to go to 16B, I'm just going to press the first pedal in on there on the top there. The foot switch on the screen on LT will also show the different pedals, so I can go into pedal edit mode. So this would be like a stomp pedal where I can see that I've got a volume pedal on foot switch number A at the top row there. I've got a filter, I've got a cabinet model assigned to some things, I've got a reverb. And again, it's all color coded, so I can instantly switch in reverbs, instantly switch in cabinet models, and obviously touch the foot switches and change everything. And underneath that, you can see that we have the delay parameters for the delay that's activated as well. We also have Snapshot View, so anybody who's familiar with Helix, I'm going to talk about Snapshots a little bit in a second, but the LT LCD screen will also show that as well. Okay. Right, so yes, we're on to the control side. So we have the smart, and we have the control. So the control side is how it interacts and how it deals with other bits of gear. You can see we have an expression pedal jack there. That's going to enable us to control other effects in real time using an expression pedal. That will also work as an external amp switching jack. So if you do want to channel change a traditional amplifier, you could just switch the channels, the foot switch jack into that, and that's going to, for each different preset or assigned to any of the foot switches, that's going to tell you and tell your amplifier what to do. To the side of that, we've got guitar input. We have 2 sends and 2 returns. The original Helix, the Helix Floor, had 4 different effects loops. One of the things that we've cut back, let's say, is the streamlined I/O as well. So we have actually lost 2 of the effects loops. 2 effects loops enables you to plug in a chain of pedals of your current pedal board. It also enables you to do the 4-cable method as well. So for most people, including me, that's more than enough effects loop as well. So again, it's just a way of bringing down the price for the guys who want the Helix sound, but maybe on a little bit of a tighter budget. You have the XLR outputs, you've got 1/4-inch outputs, you've got the phones connection, and then we have the Variax connection as well. So if anybody familiar with the Variax guitar? Does anybody have a Variax guitar? No, nobody here has any line 6 gear. Does anybody have any line 6 gear? Yes. Yes, we do, but just not this stuff. Okay, so Variax guitar is A fantastic instrument. It's 24 different types of guitar all built into one. So out of this, I can get acoustic guitar sounds, I can get banjo sounds, I can get sitar sounds, all in a design that's guitar that's designed by James Tyler. He designed the Strat style guitar, which is the 69. He designed the heavy metal guitar, which is the 89. 1989 was a great year for guitar players. And then he designed the 59, which is obviously more of a Les Paul style guitar as well. But they all have the same kind of great sounds in there. By having the Helix LT having the Variax connection, it means that I can actually control what the guitar is doing. So the Helix will tell the guitar to switch over and to do different things. So I should be able to go to a patch, as long as I can stand up straight, and have something where I maybe have. So Helix LT has now told the guitar to be an acoustic. And it's controlling all of that. It'll also control all the tuning, so I should be able to go to a baritone Dan Electro sound. Okay, and then with one foot switch again, I can go to Marshall sound and to that Uber, the Uber shell sound as well. So that's telling the guitar to be different tunings, to be different types of guitars as well. Helix also has a 60-second loop function, and it's the same with the LT. So I shall now attempt to do some playing with a loop. I haven't done this since the NAMM show, which was a good few months ago. So you may want to turn the camera. Yeah, you may want to turn the camera off for that. See if I can do this. So I'm going to start off by getting the guitar to be. Ugh. What I can also do is pan the loop. Right, bit of a sudden stop there. But that's basically stacking on lots of different types of guitar sounds using the Variax. We heard an acoustic. The loop is stereo, so I can actually pan that around, which is a great thing to be able to do and pan things and basically layer things up in a sort of stereo signal chain like that. Next thing I want to talk about is snapshots. As part of the continuing way that Line 6 operate, we keep adding different things to things. So we've added version 2.2 software, which has added a bunch of different bass amps, a whole lot of collection of different stuff. Snapshots is a way of having 8 different variations of a preset. So if you're used to using multi-effects, what you may be familiar with is, if you're somebody like me, you maybe have a kind of go-to crunch sound that you like, and a go-to delay sound, and a go-to reverb sound, and that could be your basic sound. But you may want to have that sound, but with a bit more treble. Normal procedure would have been to really copy that preset, maybe have 4 different versions of it, and then tweak each one so you're switching through your basic crunch sound, then a one with a little bit more delay and a little bit more reverb, whichever way you wanted to do that. With Helix, you can actually have 8 different variations all within the same preset. So if I bring up the edit software here, what we should be able to see would be a patch like this. And to access these snapshots, what I'm going to do here is just press 2 foot switches together, and you can see within this one preset, which is basically preset number 4C, I have 8 different variations of that preset. So snapshot number 1, if I bring up the drop-down menu here, we have the Marshall sound. Snapshot number 2 is Soldano. I've got matches, I've got the acoustics and everything in there as well. What this also means is that patch switching is now seamless, because if I switch between the Marshall to the Soldano sound, we can see that it actually leaves the delay, it leaves the distortion, it leaves the reverb and everything. It's actually all activated. It's not being switched off and then reloaded. So I can go from a Marshall sound straight to a Soldano with no gaps. Straight to an acoustic, to match this, sorry. And the matches, I've actually just turned the reverb and the delay up a little bit on there, so you got a bit more of that. Snapshot number 4, we have the acoustic guitar again. Then snapshot number 5 there is actually a Soldano, but it's tuned down the bottom string of the guitar. So these strings are the same. So each one of those snapshots can have a different tuning, a different type of effect on there, one of the different amp models as well. So we have snapshot in drop C. And as I switch over again, you see there's our switch sounds there, the delay and the reverb and everything stay there as well. It all trails over. So you could do that, or you could do something maybe a bit more interesting. So if I go in snapshots on here, I have the first snapshot tuned to a G chord. Snapshot number 2 is a D chord. Snapshot number 3, A minor 7 chord. And then over snapshot number 4, which is a C chord. So I can really quickly, seamlessly change any of those different things very, very quickly there as well. So that really is Helix LT. It is a stripped-down, streamlined version of the original Helix. It has all of the same sounds. So the 62 amps, and I'm repeating myself, but it's deliberate. 62 amps, you know, the addition of all the bass amplifiers in there as well. The 16 mic models, the 37 cabinet models. All the same, 104 effects as well. So nothing's changed there. It's all the same thing. The only thing is the stuff that we discussed where we've got less I/O on there, so we have less effects loops. You lost the digital output on there as well, the microphone in, but it still means you can get all of those same Helix sounds that you always could, but now in a more affordable package. And I guess that's it. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you.